Hello, you rock star, you. I'm Christine Blasdell, your expert authority coach, and I help overwhelmed entrepreneurs get seen, get trusted, and get paid for what they already know. And I'm here to tell you you have some choices in life. Yes, that's true. Not only can you get my paperback version of the Social Media and Branding Survival Guide, Digital Marketing So Irresistible Even Your Ex Will Want to Follow You. You can get it in paperback, but you can also get it in a hardback cover as well. So, if you're interested in getting your copy, you can go to the link that's associated with this video and get a hold of the Social Media and Branding Survival Guide in whatever flavor you like. Welcome to the Expert Authority Coach Podcast, the one-stop spot for entrepreneurs, coaches, authors, and business owners just like you who are ready to rise, shine, and finally be seen as the go-to authority in their field. I'm your host, Christine Blasdale, also known as the Expert Authority Coach, and my mission is to help you build a magnetic brand, grow your visibility, and turn your expertise into real, lasting influence and income. If you want to dive deeper, head on over to my website, expertauthoritycoach.com, where you can explore all the groovy stuff that I've created for you. And you can even book a free discovery call with me. I'd love to hear from you. Once again, head on over to expertauthoritycoach.com to book that free call today. And if you're enjoying the show, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's ready to step into their expert authority as well. You can share the love, and only good karma will come back to you. I promise. Alrighty, so let's jump into today's episode. Welcome back to the Expert Authority Coach Podcast. I am that there expert authority coach person, Christine Blasdale, and I help overwhelmed entrepreneurs get seen, get trusted, and get paid for what they already know. And somebody who knows their stuff inside and out when it comes to human design is my guest today, Mel McSherry. And we're going to be talking about today. We are in a 5-part series. This is the fifth on the rare reflectors. But before we get into the reflectors, Mel, welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show. And can you tell our audience in your own unique Mel Projector way what the heck is human design?
Absolutely. So human design is a quote unquote framework that utilizes several different modalities that layers together to show you your energetic blueprint, or as I like to say, your operations manual. So it utilizes quantum physics, astrology, I Ching, Kabbalah, and the chakras. And what it shows you is your energetic blueprint, as I mentioned earlier, that shows you where that energy comes from, how much energy you naturally have, what are your best practices and processes when it comes to making profitable decisions, and what are your most profitable characteristics when it comes to bringing your unique purpose to life.
That's so good. You did really good on that. People, if you ask me, I go, it's this cool thing you need to know about.
There's lines and numbers and planets, and it's really cool.
Yes. And so we've talked in depth about projectors, which you and I both are. And we've spoken, of course, then about the generator and the manifesting generator. And then the last show was about the manifester. Today, we're focusing in on the reflector. And you said that this is a very rare type of person, right?
Yeah, so they're 1% of the population. So
Oh,
very, very, very rare. I've worked with one and it was really, really cool experience because it is so different than
wow.
the predominant gens that I tend to work with, or generators that tend to work with me, just because there's more of them in the population. But reflectors are what I like to call the barometer of the collective. They are the ones that can sense the energy in the room and figure out or express how to shift that energy into something more profitable. Or it shows them what spaces they do not need to be a part of because they will not be seen, heard, understood, and so forth. So I kind of joke around that, as projectors, we're like the Holy Spirit or the project manager. Reflectors are kind of like Gus. They're like God, universe, and spirit. Like they see all. And what's really beautiful about them is that you thought you and I had a slower pace as projectors. Reflectors strategy is wait 28 days. They have to wait an entire lunar cycle for them to make massive decisions. Now, this isn't decisions that they have to make every day, like, will I eat today? Well,
Yeah,
let me
right.
think for
But big
28 days, right?
decisions. Right.
But big decisions, they need to wait an entire lunar cycle in order to get the clarity that they understand because how they move, it's not typically for themselves, it's how they can best support the collective. So it's a really different
Cool.
perspective when it comes to the services you provide, how you approach those services, and so forth. And what's also really different about reflectors, and we didn't really talk about authority and the other types, but super quickly, each of us have an authority typically if we're not
Right.
reflectors, which means we have a center that is our decision maker. Reflectors don't have one. They have no authority. Their authority is to speak what they see and to have constant collaboration and communication.
Oh.
So it's
So that can be
another kind of more,
frustrating for some people who choose
yeah.
a career that is demanding a bit of that authority, right?
Yeah, I find that a lot of reflectors typically, so the one that I worked with, she's an amazing chiropractor, but not in the traditional sense. She uses, oh, and I'm totally gonna botch what it act that the science actually is, but she uses the energy in your body to help correct your posture. I've worked with her. She was my chiropractor for years until I moved too far away. And I love the way that she uses the energy to help your muscles just naturally correct yourself so you're not
Right.
popping it and not
I
teaching your
know
body
what,
anything.
yeah, I know what it is, and I
It's like
can't remember the, yeah,
neurospinal, something like that.
yeah.
I highly suggest it. But even in the way that she works, it's very intuitive. It's very soft. It's very, I wouldn't even say slow because she's a very busy person. But it's you walk into her space and you can just feel the
Mm.
difference in how she's radiated the space. So a lot of them are in non-traditional areas. Usually they're artists, they're, more in the, I wouldn't say the health and wellness space per se, but they're definitely more in spaces where they can be aloof, but they can also be very energetic and inspirational when they're
Yeah.
in those right spaces.
I could see with an artist, like a painter, because that's also reflecting, right? That
Yeah.
sort of the
Yeah.
what's going on in the cosmos. And art is non-discursive too, because you can't you, you like it or you don't like it, all right?
Hmm.
But when
Yeah.
they're in the process of creating it, they're in for their own reasons. They don't need to communicate that with people. They don't need to say, I painted this
Yeah.
because of, this, that, or the other.
And they're influenced by what's around them. So again, that barometer aspect of I see, I feel all of this energy, and this is how I see and feel it because reflectors are very open beings, which means none of their centers are defined. So to always be consistently receiving information, the only way to disperse that is to just regurgitate it out, for lack of a better word, but
Right.
in a way that is observational, that is
Right.
guidance.
Would you say that they would make great, really good writers, like authors?
Oh, for sure. Oh, spoken word. Yeah. Anything where they
Yeah.
can, any outlets that they can use the energy of the room to help others around them or in that room.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, I love that. So when we're talking about too, when it comes to your human design chart, there's
Hmm.
more layers than just I'm a reflector. It's the same thing like with
Yeah.
astrology saying, I'm a Scorpio. Okay, that's great. But there's other planets. There's other things that are going on, your moon,
Yeah.
your rising, all those different things that impact who you are, your personality, and how you work. So
Hmm.
same thing with reflectors, right? You need to know what their birth chart is in order to see all
Hmm.
of the different elements and how they
Yeah.
function best.
Because
Yeah.
Yeah, because that shows them then what are their best avenues for that communication. Are there areas in their profile that show them that they are better with one-on-one or networking, which is called an opportunist? Or are they, line threes, which means they have to experiment with how they share and get information and what rooms are best for them. So it gives them more clarity on the process and how to discern and step into those more profitable spaces, as well as what to do with that information when they receive it. Because it doesn't just float around. It has specific gates that it can move through to glean information from. So it's helping them create processes to where they don't get too emotionally or energetically overwhelmed, and how
Right.
they can really ensure that they're in the spaces where they can truly use their gifts for good, and not just be almost the line that I used with manifesting generators and generators, just because they can doesn't mean they should. So just because they can see the problem, or they can feel why the room is off, it still may not be the room for them to guide into a better perspective or into a different mentality.
So they would be also like sort of like hyper aware of the
Oh yeah, they can walk into a restaurant and know if they want to be there or not. Like they
right.
instantaneously can feel when they're in a good room or not.
Wow. And so I'm thinking too that that could be quite overwhelming as well. Like
Absolutely.
if
Yeah.
you're
So how do they can take care of themselves and create those buffers?
or yeah, and don't watch the news. That's what
No.
like don't- I'm on TikTok for 10 minutes and I'm like, "Oh my God, the world is just fucked." Fuck. I can so if I was a reflector, I'd be like, "Oh, that would be really sad." I it could be sad.
That's
So you have
finding,
to
yeah, it's finding those boundaries. And
yeah.
even if it's spaces that you do, like if TikTok, you do find those people and it's like, okay, so maybe just go straight to those profiles. I'm currently obsessed with the lady that caught, like, you're the fairy in the jar that she caught. And it's hilarious. Like you're just in this jar as a fairy and she does things. It's hilarious. But it's
Oh,
finding
you
those
have to share that with me. I
practices.
mean, you have to send
I will
that to
share it
me.
with you. It's so good. But it's finding those practices of, yeah, if you find joy in social media, how can you create a routine that honors that? So you don't doom scroll, you don't go too far into the, "Oh," but you stay to spaces where you stay informed if you want to be, but you have those practices that keep your sanity and your energy protected.
And so and that's especially important for reflectors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
All right. Now, if because I'm thinking too that folks are going, I think I'm a reflector. I might be a reflector. I don't know. How do they find out? What's the best way to work with you too? What's the best way for them to find out who they are, what they are?
Yeah. Absolutely. So if you head over to my website, melmcsherry.com, I have an offer called the Entrepreneurial Human Design Reading. And what that is, it's a 90-minute reading where we go over your 5 foundational areas of your chart. Because as we mentioned, there's many layers to it. But what this gives you is that overarching view of your operations manual. So where your energy comes from, how much energy you have, what's your best decision-making process, what are your most profitable characteristics that bring your purpose to life, and so forth. And we use that as a lens to give you any clarity that you are looking for in your business or in your life or both. And then afterwards, you have 30 days of aftercare support with me through an app called Voxer. It's a walkie-talkie app, and that's a space for you to continue to process, because a lot of the can of worms is probably going to be open, and I definitely don't want you to get overwhelmed with those worms, but help understand, okay, which one is this actually, which one's important and which is just, oh, good to
Interesting.
know.
Yes.
And so we can work together to make sure you don't get overwhelmed with that information. You understand how you want to implement what you're now aware of. And then together we create that plan of action and that support as you go along the journey, as well as discover any other ways that I can continue to support you after that 30 days.
Oh, that's really good. That also gives people that confidence that they're not going to just be given all this information and then just left by the side of the road
Yeah.
with their limbs.
You're not given like a 200-page workbook. I'm like, okay, have fun with all that
Yeah,
verbiage.
good luck.
Enjoy. Yeah.
So that's and 30 days is a long time that people, if they have questions, if they are struggling with something, to understand something, to reach out to you. So that is very valuable.
Absolutely.
We will make sure that we put in the show notes the website so people can check it out. It's at melmcsherry.com. And I encourage people too, if they enjoyed this episode, to skip back, to go back and listen to the full series. It's a 5-part series on human design. And particularly because I'm crazy about business and entrepreneurs. We've been talking and kind of focusing a bit on, our careers and applying it to
Mhm.
business. But remember, you can apply it to all aspects of life. It's very holistic.
Mhm.
So you can apply it to your
Mhm.
relationships. Find out what your wife is. Trust me. It's really important. Because if you have those like little weird moments or those arguments and you're like, why doesn't she understand me? Well, she might be a manifester and you're a projector, or she might be a
Yeah.
reflector and you're a mani-gen. You never know.
Yeah.
So listen to the episodes in this series and go back and check it out and share it with others that you think would be interested as well. Thanks again, Mel, for being on the show and for being part of this whole magical series.
Yeah,
I
thank
just love
you.
having you on. You're one of my people, and you're a fellow projector, so I hold you in high esteem. Thank you again.
Woohoo. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you, wonderful listeners and viewers. If you want more information about the work that I do, super simple. Go to expertauthoritycoach.com. You can check out all the goodies there, the programs that I have, the books that I've written, the podcasts, all those things are listed there. And I'd be happy to speak with you if you're interested. Connect with me there on the website and we can have a discovery call as well. All right. Until next time, thank you so much and keep growing your expert authority by diving into human design so you can be even a better human being than you are today. All right. Take care.